Hello and welcome live from Daytona for round number 4 of the NXTGP GT3 challenge. Yeah, forget sprinting, forget pushing the car. This is something else. This is 1 hour of racing, which means tire saving, fuel management for all our drivers. And what a great circuit to do this at the Daytona International Speedway. But of course, it's still the NXTGP GT3 challenge, which means we still have, of course, a championship, which is right now leading by Nico Schiffer with 225 points, followed by Kai Schubert in the second position, 216 points. Then P3 for Roy Castine with 206 points, and Julian Sorvelo P4 with 201 points. Kim de Korte P5 with a total of 169 points, 96 points, and Eddie Gales on P6 with a total of 194 points. That's the top 6 right now. In a couple of moments, in around 3 minutes, we'll be going live into, of course, the qualifying. That is still 20 minutes. And then, of course, a 1 hour race. No 2 times 20 minutes driving, no. Just a 1 hour race here at the Daytona International Speedway. And I don't know how it's about you, but I'm very excited for this race. And I'm hoping for a good racing at least. Well, good racing, that's something we're going to have. We have a total of 26 cars that are going to make it out who will win this race. And as I said before, it's not about pushing now, because that's something you can't actually do, because you do need to have a pit stop. It is mandatory, which means you do need to change your tires. So, alright, let's go live, do some sounds on track, of course, because we want to hear these beautiful Porsches. Something else, of course, if you might hear, we have a new intro. That's also going to be something that we're going to have in Season 3. A new sound for NXTGP, the iRacing series. So I'm hoping you're going to be excited as I am, of course, for Season 3. If you don't know, Season 3 has already been announced. Please do follow us on Discord for all the news. And I can tell you 2 things that are going to happen. We're going to have the Mazdas, of course, back with Dutch commentary. And also a new thing, the GT4 challenge. So that's also going to be a very exciting championship to follow. And of course, as I said, follow everything on our Discord channel. And we'll be seeing you there, of course. But first, let's have some action on track. Just under 2 minutes to go before we go into qualifying. Let's see if we can see how the drivers are doing it right now. Nico Schiffer. Right now put it in 1:43.979. And behind him is Rick Postma. You can see it. The top 15 within a second. That's going to be very close in the qualification. As I said before, qualification less than 1 minute. Then we're going to start in the qualifying. Here we have Sander Kamphuis in the 75th year livery. Anniversary livery. I've got the team though. Which team that was actually? Sorry about that. And here we are on board with Tafera Winter. Ooh, look in the mirror, look in the mirror. There was a little bump there. Of course, something it's only practice now, but let's see what's going to happen in the race for this. And we're getting ready for the qualification. Who will put it on pole position? Will it be Nico Schiffer or maybe even his teammate Kai Schubert who's putting it on pole? Let's see what's going to happen. We can see it there, left upper corner. 20 minutes of qualifying. Everybody's getting ready now. And we're going to push now, of course, in qualifying. Weather looks nice. 80 degrees Celsius out there, track temperature of 36 degrees. Something that our drivers also have to take accounted for. Partially clouded. Which is a small light breeze of 3 kilometers an hour. As we have here Roy Castine. Third in the championship right now. With a total of 206 points. Points behind the championship leader, Nico Schiffer. And let's see what the first lap times are, of course, are going to be on board here with Roy Castine. You can see some drivers are choosing for the slipstream and some drivers are choosing to go alone. Some drivers are even fighting each other. We can set that more up the front. Mario Wolnick in the chat. Hello from good old Germany. Vote Last Daters for podium. Good luck, mates. Absolutely. Yeah, let's see what Last Daters can do. In the championship, he's standing 15th right now. So yeah, I hope so for him. As we see now, for the first time, some sector times coming in. Still drives with no time. La Sol, who's setting some times now. Also Brian Benars, and of course also this Roy Castine, who we're driving with now. And it's quite busy here with the traffic. And here we have Brian Benarens in the 15 Porsche. Green sector 1, green sector 2, green sector 3, and then purple in sector 4 on his way to start finish. Let's see what the first lap times say. As I said, in the practice it was the top 15 who was within a second. And even the top 8 who was within a half a second. First times are coming in. It's La Sol with a 1:45.329, but it's already Ewald van Kruijsen in a 1:44.925. And Roy Castine 1:44.37, 366 to be exactly. And these are the first lap times. And here we have Nico Schiffer. Purple sector 3, green sector 4. Steady, everybody sets in their first lap times. And Nico Schiffer, does he go faster? He does. Ah, he missed something out there. It's Kai Schubert, it's his teammate now with a 1:44.326. Who is going to be P1 as of now? Daan van Zutphen, we also see him with the purple sector time. Here we have him, Daan van Zutphen. In the orange, white, striped and black Porsche. Because all the cars are the Porsche GT3 R specs. Which means they are the real GT3s, not the Cup cars. And let's see what Daan van Zutphen can do. He sets in P3 right now with a 1:44.377. And look at the top 10. 0.05 of a second between P1 and P3. Incredible. And also Andre de Brouwer within a half a second on P4. Kim de Korte goes to P8. And here we have a new driver, Kieran Heath. And let's see what Heath can do. in his first outing here at Daytona. For Heath, it's going to be a P13 as of now. Roy Castine goes fastest. 1:44.242. And let's see what Kai Schubert can do. It's so close at the front. And don't forget, Nico Schiffer still needs to set his time. Look at that. Yellow, 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 green. Kai Schubert, purple second time. Is it going to be a pole position? It's going to be a pole position. Kai Schubert. Yes, there it is. 1:44.122. 1:12, excuse me. It's a great lap time there for Kai Schubert. And Nico Schiffer goes P2. As we see here, Kim de Korte. Right now in 10th position. Car number 32. The golden version of Roxy. On our way to start finish. Into the oval turn 4. Choosing the lower side of the track. Almost at the apron. And here comes the lap time of Kim de Korte. And de Korte goes P5. Great lap time from Kim de Korte. And here again we have Kieran Heath. Also on his way. It was P19 and it's going to be P16 for Heath right now. For Winter, P12, purple sector time. Winter goes from P12 to P12. It stays 12. Schiffer improved his lap time in a 1:44.143. On board with wagenmakers. He sets lap time at 1:45.206. Puts him into a 13th spot. Here we have David Zuffel again. 4th position. All yellow sector times, which means he's not improving. As we're nearing the halfway point, just a couple of drivers who did not set a lap time as of yet. These drivers are Rick Postema, Ross Young, Tijmen van Schaik and Alex Huizinga. No lap times for them yet. Kieran Heath improving on his lap time. It's a green, yellow, green, green. Does he improve? Yes, he does improve. P17 right now for Kieran Heath. And Andre de Brouwer, no, Eddie Kalis goes 8th position. Here we have Nico Schiffer. Let's go on board with him. Also Bas van Straten looks like he's going to improve. Last Daters P5, good job from Last Daters. And Bas van Straten goes 18th quickest. And here we go now, on board with Nico Schiffer. On his way to start finish to start his lap time as we are over the halfway point now of the qualification for the 1 hour race here at Daytona. And let's see what Nico Schiffer can do. It's 31 hundredths of a second between him and his teammate Kai Schubert. Roy Castine still in third position, Daniel Sub from P5. And Last Datus on the 5th position. Ewout van Kruijs on P6, Kim de Kort on the 7th. 8th position for André de Brouwer, Sander Kamphuis P9 and Eddie Callis P10. That's the top 10 as of right now. Ross Young looks like he's going to improve into 22nd position. Roy Castine also in green. And I'm hoping we will be able to see the sectors of Nico Schiffer. Still no sector times from Schiffer. Castine did not manage to improve. Huizinga did improve. And Huizinga goes 20th. And here we have the second time of Nico Schiffer, and it's all yellow. You could almost say it's a Coldplay song. It was all yellow. It really was all yellow. And he does not improve actually. It's 1:45, 1:87. Now getting those tires on up to temperature. Most of the time the second lap is the quicker one. Let's see what Nico Schiffer can do. Some green sector times are being noted, but nobody's really setting a really quick lap time as of now. Well, Ross Young does set green sector times. Right now 23rd position, on his way to start finish. Ross Young goes. Here he is. 20th position for him right now. Back to Nico Schiffer. Mowing some grass there. Let's see what he can do in his second outing now of the qualification of this run. Rick Bossema goes P5 right now. 1:44.405. And look at the time of Nico Schiffer. It's yellow, purple, yellow, green. What's it going to be for Nico Schiffer? Is he going to improve in his lap time? The answer is yes, he does. He goes to the quickest lap time. For the first time we see a driver go in a 1:43. With a 1:43.821. An amazing time there from Nico Schiffer. So, Robert van Hoorn, P15 right now, and does improve his lap time, but not his position. One driver without a lap time, that's Tijmen van Schaik. Roel van der Zand goes 7th position right now. Eddie Callis also on his way to an improvement. And oh, Roy Castine. Roy Castine goes a little bit wide there. This is the first sector locking up. Yes, indeed, he does lock up. Braking a little bit too late. Lucky for him, there is still some time left, so he's still able to enjoy a great lap time. Here we have Leon Kaldijk. Yellow sector 1, green sector 2, yellow sector 3, green sector 4. So what's going to be in sector 5? Is it going to be yellow or is it going to be green? It is green. Does he improve on his time? The answer is yes, he does improve on his time, but not on his position. And he goes a little bit wide there. As Rick Postma sets his car back into the pit lane. Robert van Hoorn goes P6 right now. Great jump for a great time for him. 1:44.579. As we are on board with Roy Castine, third position now. He's going to start his lap time. His last chance, what he can do. And Kai Schubert is still in the pit lane. Quite wide line there for Castine. Circuit of Daytona is of course a circuit that's easy to learn, hard to master, absolutely. As Castine gets a little bit slipstream in front of him. Of course, see that's car number 3. And that's the car of Roel van der Zand. And here we can see how the slipstream works. Van der Zand goes out of his way. Gives Roy Castine a nice slipstream. Nice lane shot through the Le Mans chicane. Previously known as the bus stop. And look at the time, Roy Castine. It's green sector 1, then 2 yellow sectors, but purple in sector 3. What's it going to be? Is he going to take the pole? That's going to be an amazing thing if he's going to take the pole. He has to thank Roel van der Zand for that. He's not going to do it. He's lifting off. He's lifting off. And which means there will be no pole position as of yet for Roy Castine. Is he going to help his teammate? I think that's going to be the case. As Kai Schubert is leaving the pit lane, which I think is going to be a little bit too late. I think Roy Castine is going to help his teammate Roel van der Zand. Van der Zand, P8 right now. His last status is also improving on his lap time, at least sector 3. All the grass being thrown up there. Let's see what Roel van der Zand can do. Fortunately, we do not see him in the lap times as of yet. We see Kieran Heath, we see Remco Kooi, Sander Kamphuis, Rick Postema. Kim de Korte now. No Roel van der Zand as of yet. Ah, there we see him now. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Not the best Le Mans chicane. As said, previously known as the bus stop. A couple of years ago it has been changed to the Le Mans chicane. Now Le Mans has, I can't quite remember which corners there were, but they're called now the Daytona corners. Here we see the slipstream working. Is it going to be enough for Roel van der Zand? The answer is no, it's not going to be. It's going to be a P8 for him. And that's how it's going to be. And the clock hits 20, which means it's the end of the qualification here at Daytona Speedway. And it's safe to say it's Nico Schifferdt on P1. Which is an amazing lap time for him, of course. Still waiting for the last couple of drivers. I believe something has changed, because I think people are allowed to finish their laps. Normally the game will be going on to the race session as of now, but looks like people are able to finish their laps. Here we have Last Soul. It's the last drive. Oh, he's messing up the chicane, unfortunately for him. Last Soul, yeah, also in the end, which means now officially everybody has set the lap times. And we have to wait for the session to continue, of course, to the racing session. And of course, when we're ready for that, I can also show you the grid where everybody's standing. A little bit of spoiler alert, of course, you can see it in the tower on the left side of your screen. And we have 25 cars with the lap time. And take a look at that. The top 10 within a second. And the top 3, well, the top 3, yeah. It really was a good lap time from Nico Schäfer. That 1:43.821. Almost 3/10 seconds fast, 3/10 of a second, excuse me, faster than Kai Schubert, who was almost 2/10 of a second quicker than Roy Castine. There is one car still there. I don't know who that is actually. There is still one car who is standing there in front of the pit exit, and that's the car of Leon Kaldijk. And I think that's where also the waiting is on, for him to put the car in the pit lane. So we can start, of course, with this race. And there he goes. And there he goes, literally, because I think he's left the session. No, he didn't. He didn't, luckily. And so there it is indeed, getting ready for the official qualifying results, but also means we're gonna have an official starting grid. Slowly but steady, everybody's going on the starting grid. It's not going to be a complete rolling start, of course, completely on the track. It's quite a long track. But of course the thing is, we can show you the starting grid as of this right now. Here we have it. Nico Schäfer on P1 and Kai Schubert on P2. Then the third position for Roy Castine and P4 for Daan van Zutphen. P5 for Rick Postema and the sixth position is for Robert van Hoorn. Then last 8 is on 7th position and Roel van der Zand on P8. Ewout van Kruijsen on 9th position and P10 for Kim de Korte. 11th position is for André de Brouwer and Sander Kamphuis on P number 12. We continue. We got the 13th position for Eddie Gales and P14 for Tavera Winter. Bryan Arends on P15 and Arwin Wagenmakers on the 16th position. P17 for Last Soul and the 18th position for Bas Knotter. And the 19th position is for Bas van Straten. Then we have P20 for Kieran Heath and the 21st position for Ross Young. Then on the 22nd position it's Alex Huizinga and P23 it's Remco Kooi. And on the 24th position it's Jamie Terkoelen. Then the last row it's P25 for Leon Kaldijk and the 26th position for Tijmen Schaik. And here we are, all the cars are ready. Which means we are also getting ready because everybody's gridded. So Nico Schäfer on the first position and Kai Schubert next to him. Then it's going to be Roy Castine and Robert van Hoorn and Rick Postema. That's the top 5. Who's going to make it into turn 1? It's always very close there. Always inviting for some crashes. Side by side for this 1 hour race. And it's Daan van Zutphen actually is in the pit lane. And is gone actually. He's not going to start this race as of now. Safety car is in. Lights are on and we are underway for a 1 hour race here at Daytona. With an amazing start there from Nico Schäfer. And behind that, it's already some pushing. As we go to turn 1, oh, it goes wrong with, who's that? I think it's Robert van Horn. Yes, it is. It's Robert van Horn who lost his positions and also almost lost the car. Got a little bit wide there. And David Swift has left the pit lane, so that's a good thing for him now. So everybody's going a little bit wide there. Also, I think it was Leon Koldijk or Ross Young. No, excuse me, it was Ross Young. Who also went off track. Still able to follow his position. Back to the front. Nico Schiffer still on the first position and Kai Schubert on the second position with Roy Castine behind him. And then it's Rick Postema and André de Brouwer on the fifth position right now. And here we have David Zuffel already making up some positions, going up to P23. Let's see what he can do. Here we have Kai Schubert fighting with his teammate. As I said before, this is not a 2-time 20 minutes race. It's no sprinting. This is all about tire management, fuel management. Everybody has to make a mandatory pit stop with new fresh set of tires. Fuel has been reduced to 50 liters in the tank, which means you can drive around halfway point. If my calculations are correct, it's going to be around 28 if you're pushing, or 32 if you're saving a little bit of fuel. 28 or 32 minutes. As Roy Castine loses some positions there. Went a little bit too wide in the first corner, still has some grass on his tires. And oh, Roy Castine loses the back of the car! And losing a lot of positions, falling back now behind Kim de Korte, back to P11. There's, oh, who was that? Was that Las Datus? Was that Las Datus? Yes, it was Las Datus with a big off there. And he has a lot of damage to his car. Here we have it again. That's Rick Postema. Here we have Las Datus losing the back side of the car and hits the tire barriers quite hard. That's a big knock. And I think his left rear suspension felt that. He can continue, but I know for sure he has to pit. Back to Ewout van Kruijsen. Behind him, it's on the Kamphuis. And that's a fight for P5 as of now. We are on board now with Sander Kamphuis. And Nico Schiffer and Kai Schubert already has a little gap to André de Brouwer. That gap is 3 seconds, more than 3 seconds. Oh, look at that! Sander Kamphuis has a look on the inside. Can he manage to make it stick? The answer is no for now. Still side by side with Ewout van Kruijsen, still side by side. And he has to yield as of now. And we have time of Verschijk. Oh, someone is slowly there. I think it's Alex Huizinga. Yes, indeed, it is Alex Huizinga. Something happened to him. Oh, he got a tap. That's quite close for Alex Huizinga. Luckily, only some issues with maybe the tires, because they do not like this. But other than that, no big damage. Back to the fight with P7 and P8 with Sander Kamphuis and Roel van der Sand. As we going for the chopper cam. To make their way to the Le Mans chicane. As I said in the qualification a couple of years ago, it has been changed. And look at this. It's Tavera Winter, Eddie Carlos and Arwin Wagemakers. And Eddie Carlos right now is bump drafting with Winter. As Winter goes to the outside, and Carlos, can he make the position stick? The answer is no as of now. Indeed. So from Winter closes the door on him. And also in front of that, it's a nice fight with Kim de Korte and Roy Castine. Yeah, Roy Castine on the inside of the Korte, and now up to P9. And here we see some fighting left and right. It's a 238 who went a little bit wide. It's the car of Rick Postma. Postma losing a position to Ewout van Kruisen. And also Sander Kamphuis says, that's my position, thank you very much. Ah, of course, it's the Mentai Porsches, yeah, thank you very much. How can I forget the Mentai Porsches? In the free practice that I was talking about liveries, and I couldn't quite remember which team run the 75 anniversary livery. Of course, it was Mentai. Green Heath, who jumped into the pit lane. What happened with Heath? Here we see Heath. Does he have some issues? Yeah, just parks the car and goes back to the pit lane. Also, Lars Sol goes into the pit lane. Here we see Sol. It's way too early for a pit stop already. As we're focusing back on this group. If we look at the battle box, yeah, it says battle for P3. Which quite is actually, because here we see the blue car of André de Brouwer. Behind him it's Brian Benarens. Then Ewout van Kruisen and Sander Kamphuis. And here's where the real fight begins. Tavera Winter. I don't see any damage, that's a good thing. Winter back on the track. And on her way. Oh, somebody else is off there. That's Simon van Schaik. Van Schaik saying can say the same. And look at the damage on the back of there. I think that's... who's that? That's a car of Leon Kaldijk. Kaldijk also has a big damage on the car, losing the front bumper. No idea what happened there. Let's see if we can find what happened with Kaldijk. Losing back. Oh, losing the back. And a big off there indeed for Leon Kaldijk. That's why he had some damage on the car. Well, some damage. Big damage on the car. I think the best thing he can do is now pit. Back to the fight for 5th position between Ewout van Kruisen and Sander Kamphuis. Again, the long train of cars here. We are on board here with Kamphuis. Still playing the long game, I guess. Still playing the waiting game. In front of us, Ewout van Kruisen and Brian Benarens. If you look in the mirror, we see the car of Roy Castine, Rick Postema, Roel van der Zand and Kim de Korte also. As said, it's a nice group of cars that we have here. So we hear Sander Kamphuis going for a little bit of fuel save. Into the 6th gear. Yeah, don't worry, there's no 7th or 8th gear in the Porsche here. But look at the speed. Is he going to hit 280? Is he going to hit 280? Yes, he does. He does. 281 kilometers an hour. As he goes for the overtake on the inside. And Sander Kamphuis overtook Ewout van Kruijsen. Goes a little bit wide there. Ewout van Kruijsen goes on the outside. And we can do the old switcheroo. Not as of now. Oh, that's Alex Huizinga who's off track. And has to wait now. And he's back. Ewout van Kruijsen in the slipstream of Sander Kamphuis. And here we see the whole group. In front of the blue car, that's André de Brouwer. Behind him, that's Brian Benarens. And then it's Sander Kamphuis and Ewout van Kruijsen. On board with Van Kruijsen. And look at the gap that Nico Schiffer already has on André de Brouwer. It's 8.2 seconds. It's amazing which what lap time he produces. 1:44.40. Kai Schubert 1:44.41. And then André de Brouwer 1:45.49. It's a second a lap that de Brouwer is losing to Kai Schubert and Nico Schiffer. We have Leon Kalwijk now in the pit lane. Still way too early for your mandatory pit stop. Most drivers will make the pit stop around the halfway point of the race. And here we have a fight for third position between André de Brouwer and Brian Benarens. Benarens is going to look on the outside, he's going to look on the inside. Or choose for a bump drop. Benarens on the inside now, Benarens on the inside now. And he waits. Yeah, that's the best thing to do actually. You don't want to go off here. Because if you do go off there, it's going to be a humongous crash. Here we have Kai Schubert and Nico Schiffer. Brian Benarens P3. Brian Benarens overtook André de Brouwer. And he's not going to be the only one, because Sander Kamphuis also is now side by side with André de Brouwer. De Brouwer braking a little bit later. And also Ewout van Kruijsen thinks, alright, if you're going to do it that way, I might overtake you as well. Not going to happen, says André de Brouwer. And here we have the gain and lost. Look at Brian Benarens gaining already 12 positions from a starting point. Same can be said from Andre de Brouwer, 7 positions, and also Sander Kamphuis 7 positions up. And David Sutton is the one, of course, who lost the most points, 10th position, and of course lost Datus, but he had big damage on his car, losing 15 positions. Three drivers who did not make the finish as of yet. Timo Verschijk, Lassol and Kieran Heath all out of this race. Okay, we have Andre de Brouwer. De Brouwer back on the inside of Brian Benarens. Going to take it on the inside, he's going to take it on the inside, he's going to overtake Brian Benarens. Looks like it, still side by side, Andre de Brouwer on the outside, Benarens on the inside, and Brouwer is actually losing position. Ooh, that was a little tap from Sander Kamphuis. Yeah, de Brouwer still on the inside. Now he has to give up the position. Oh no, he does not. He's going on the inside there of Sander Kamphuis. Amazing overtake there from Andre de Brouwer. That's a great job from him. Beautifully done. And that does give him P4 back. And that also throws back Sander Kamphuis into Ewout van Kruijsen. Ewout van Kruijsen still playing the long game. That's some fuel saving right there. And here you can provide another slipstream. At least Sander Kamphuis can provide a slipstream for Ewout van Kruijsen. No real big gains. Andre de Brouwer slowly but steady closing in on Brian Benarens. Oh, Kieran Heath said in the chat, my pedals disconnected from my PC. Rest in peace. Oh my god. Yeah, well, it's pedals, I mean, not Kieran Heath, of course. And something that also can happen, of course, in real life. That's the technical side of things. Fortunately for him, he might be able to join back in the race. I don't know if that's actually possible. Normally you can do that. But shame to see a race ended like this. Lucky for him, in about 2 weeks we have another race. Of course, the finale. Finale that's going to be held at the circuit Spa-Francorchamps. That's going to be on the 22nd of April. And that's going to be quote unquote a normal race. Andre de Brouwer on the inside, back on the inside from Benarens. And now it's going to be Sander Kamphuis on the outside. And do they touch? No, they do not touch. That was quite close actually. Kamphuis on the inside, who brakes late, and now they do touch. A little bump there for Andre de Brouwer, who's flashing in lights. He does not agree with that move from Sander Kamphuis. And de Brouwer on the inside, and now he's pushing Sander Kamphuis wide. I quite imagine that Campos will be flashing his lights now. No, he will not. Yes, Campos has to wait again for to make another move. And oh, Leon Kaldijk! Leon Kaldijk is facing the wrong way. I think he lost the rear of the car at the exit of the Le Mans chicane. Let's see what happened. Entry. Yeah, lost it here already. And then you're losing the rear. Luckily for him, no really big issue. As we see him here driving again. Armin Wagenmakers making his way to the pit lane. And that's a pit stop for Armin Wagenmakers. Here the fight with Bas Knotter, Eddie Callis and Rick Postema. Had some report they crashed with each other. I don't think that's actually true. I think they went just a little bit wide. Oh no, 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 they did tap! They did tap with each other! That's Rick Postema who's going the wrong way, and Bas Knotter does hit him! So there was some contact. And there was a little issue there. Slowly but steady, the first pit stops are incoming. It's Andre de Brouwer who is going into the pit lane now for his mandatory pit stop. And I thought it was going to be around 28 minutes. Looks like it's going to be a little bit earlier than that. Yeah, we haven't seen him for quite a while, but Nico Schiffer still leading this race. Second position still for Kai Schubert, who's behind him. And then we have a gap of 15 seconds between these two driving. Oh! Roy Castien, where are you? There he is. I think it was Ewa van Kruijsen or Roel van der Zand who went a little bit wide. It was Roel van der... No, Ewa van Kruijsen. Went a little bit wide and Roy Castien has to take a facing maneuvers. Here we are again at the moment. Look at that. Luckily those... oh my goodness. Wild ride there for Roy Castien. Now it's Sander Kamphuis who's in the pit lane and also has, excuse me, with P3. And our race leader, well, he was a race leader. Kai Schubert is not a race leader. Nico Schiffer is going to the pit lane. And Sander Kamphuis goes with him. Brian Benares goes also into the pits for their mandatory pit stop. Which means that we'll shuffle up the field a little bit. Still playing the waiting game now. Fueling up the car, new tires, because that's mandatory. And there goes Nico Schiffer again. course, has to wait. When you are at the green cones, that's the moment you can get off your pit limiter. There we go. And Schiffer back to P12 as of right now. Puts Kai Schubert on P1. But I will imagine that Kai Schubert will take now his pit stop as well. As lots of drivers are now taking their mandatory pit stop. Indeed, there he goes. Kai Schubert in his mandatory pit stop. That was close, actually. And Ewout van Kruisen also going into the pit lane. Eddie Carlos follows. And also Bas Knotter follows. Question is, where is Nico Schiffer? There is Nico Schiffer. The gap was 0.2 of a second. Where is Kai Schubert? Kai Schubert is at the pit exit. There he is, right in front of him. And I think that's going to be virtually P1 now for Nico Schiffer. Yes, indeed. Kai Schubert behind him. There is Kai Schubert. So virtually it's Nico Schiffer in P1. As the Skyfark Racing boys are back at it again. Fighting with each other. Rui van der Zand and Roy Castien. Brian Benares. Oh, Brian Benares! He's out! He crashed! What happened with Benares? We already see some damage to the front of the car. Which means it's not the first time he actually had a hit. And there he loses it, yeah. That's the end for Brian Benares, unfortunately. Back to Roel van der Zand and Roy Castien. Roel van der Zand into the pit lane. Roy Castien is going to continue. Yes, we're on board here with Roy Castien right now. Ooh, that's quite some fuel saving. It's quite heavily fuel saving that Roy Castien is doing there. Last lap time of Castien, 146.3. Nico Schiffer, 144.7. I hope he's going to make it. That's quite some heavy fuel saving we see here from Roy Castien, and we can also hear it from Roy Castien. And there he is, into the pit lane. see the drivers here now on track. It's number 2 there of Nico Schiffer. Of course, going to do the overtake. Oh, Rakassin overshot his pit lane. No, 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 no. That's going to take a lot of long... No, where? He's going to reverse. There it is. Yeah, he did overshot his pit lane. That's a shame for Roy Castine. That's a really, really big shame for Roy Castine. And here we have our leader again, Nico Schiffer. Castine pulling back. Gap between Schiffer and Schubert is now 3.1 seconds, by the way. And behind him it's André de Brouwer, who's fighting with Wagenmakers. Wagenmakers, here we see Wagenmakers. Did Wagenmakers already come in? Let's see. Yes, he did. Here we see all the pit stops. Everybody already pitted. Let's see if we can also see the lap time. Pit lap time. Oh, excuse me for that. Yeah, Wagenmakers in lap 12. He pitted lap 12. De Brouwer in lap 13 and Roel van der Zand in lap 16. Dus we are now in lap 18. Wagenmakers managed up to get 13 positions with that. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Here we see Rick Postma and Eddie Carlos as we are over the halfway point of this race. A 1 hour race, and if you ask me, we can use some more 1 hour races because it's quite exciting, especially with the pit stops. On board now with Rick Postma. So we get some reports that Ross Young left the track. Well, actually went off track. Also is back on track now. Oh, what was that? I think that was Bas van Straten who hit the ball there on the inside. In this fight with Remco Kooi. We're back with Ewout van Kruisen. Driving on 6th position right now. In front of him is Roel van der Zand. Behind him is Kim de Korte. If we look to lap times are almost similar actually. Most of the drivers in the 145s, 146. Except for Nico Schiffer and Kai Schubert, who are driving in the 144s. An amazing pace that they have there. Here we can see it again, 144.5 and 144.8. That's quite impressive racing pace that they show there. Winter. And behind her, a nice fight with Remco Kooi, Robert van der Hoorn and Bas van Straten. Still fighting with each other. Van Straten on the outside. Oh, nice overtake there. Robert van der Hoorn. Almost looks like he gave the position back. Or did he get a slowdown? That's also a possibility. Back with Remco de Kooi in the 333 car. Yes, we are back with Ewout van Kruijsen now. Still a fight with André de Brouwer and Roel van der Zand. Van der Zand now closing in actually on André de Brouwer. Is he going to make an overtake? Well, the gap is quite too big for that to do. Alternative line there from André de Brouwer. And Roel van der Zand is also now doing a little bit of fuel saving. Yeah, we can hear it, short shifting. Yeah, Roel van der Zand. Let's see when he came in for his pit stop. Was lap 16? Yeah, lap 16. I believe it was mandatory to switch your tires. Something for race control, as I'm actually watching the app right now. Yeah, unfortunately I can't show in stream if somebody switched tires or not. As I said before, it is mandatory. As we can see here, the pit strategy. Tough to see here, of course. Schiffer drove 14 laps. Schubert who drove 15 laps. Wagenmakers 12 laps, and we have another one in the pit lane. That's Remco Kooi. But here we have the pit strategy, the stint length, but we can see it is indeed Wagenmakers and de Brouwer who went in lap 12 and 13, and Roel van der Zand in lap 16, and we can hear him lifting quite heavily. It's quite interesting actually strange to hear. See here a replay of Adrian Wagenmakers who went off track. Oh my goodness! That's how you lose a P3 if you go wide there. Luckily for him, didn't lose any car control. Also Ross Young who went off track here. Oh, lost the rear of the car! That's a quite heavy one. We see some incidents that happened. Here we see Brian Benarens stop the car again. Oh, that's also a weird thing to see. As we look to what happened. As we are back at the starting point here again. That's what happened around 20 minutes ago. Excuse me, 40 minutes ago. As you can see here, André de Brouwer already passing. An amazing start for him. Go into P3. There we see the crashing happening. And that's how the start went for this race, the 1 hour race. Yes, we have a little under 20 minutes to go. Back to the live imaging, by the way. Young, who actually entered the pit lane again. As we are on board now with Kim de Korte. Managed to get up 3 positions, start in P10, now in P7. Also doing some fuel saving there. Look in the mirror, we see Eddie Carlos coming in. There we have Carlos. Now on the inside of the quarter. And passing actually Kim de Korte. Roel van der Zand in his fight with André de Brouwer and Ewout Verkruijsen is also looking for a fight. De Brouwer still on the inside, still on the inside. Can he manage to get the position back? The answer is right now maybe. Roel van der Zand still on the inside for the next corner. As we go for the second horseshoe. As it's called here on the Daytona. André de Brouwer managed to get this position. A little bit locking there. So some smoke coming up from his tires. As we see Roel van der Zand. Here we go to see what the slipstream is going to do. Behind Van der Zand it's Ewout van Kruijsen, Eddie Carlos and Kim de Korte. All in one picture. As we are making our way to the Le Mans chicane. Little moment there for Roel van der Zand, which means that Ewout van Kruijsen can close the gap now. And van Kruijsen in the slipstream. Both of course teammates for Schijfvlak Racing. And some bumper drafting here. Kim de Korte, who has been passed by Bas Knotter, was now fighting with Bas Knotter. Knotter in the green car. Kim de Korte in Roxy. And we have a pit stop from Bas van Straten. STR, that doesn't mean Lance Stroll, it's Bas van Straten. And look at this, Bas Knotter is still on the inside of Kim de Korte. And now Knotter has passed Kim de Korte. Back here with Ewout van Kruijsen. Bas van Straten, who has 2 pit stops now. The driver's actually doing 2 stoppers. Also Daan van Zutphen, Remco Kooi, Las Datus, well we know the damage of Las Datus of course. Van der Zand slowly, Ewout van Kruijsen slowly going towards the car of Roel van der Zand. As we are on board now with Ewout van Kruijsen. Stoffera Winter passed Dan van Zutphen. Van Zutphen has a back marker behind him. It's the P20, that's Sander Kamphuis. Van Zutphen slowly going back to the rear of Stoffera Winter. As we see here, the second position of Kai Schubert. Starting P2, still on P2. Gap between him and Nico Schiffer is around 5 seconds. And behind them, it's a gap that's around 20 seconds with Arwin Wagemakers, who's going into the pit lane. Arwin Wagemakers going for his second stop, which will be, of course, shorter than his first stop. Which also means that André de Brouwer, of course, is back to P number 3. There we have him. .8 seconds, the pit stop of Arwin Wagemakers. Now on pit exit. Good news for him is he can push flat out now. Also Alex Huisga, here he comes into the pit lane. And here we have Nico Schiffer. Starting on P1, still on P1. And also André de Brouwer has now entered the 144s as we are talking about lap times. Nico Schiffer. Let's see what lap times does. Here we see the lap times. 144.5, 144.5, 144.5, 144.3, 144.5. Talking about consistency. And André de Brouwer is going into the pit lane, which means Roel van der Zand now gets P3. Who's a fight with Ewout van Kruisen. Eddie Callis is also in the pit lane. We saw the fuel saving of Roel van der Zand. Maybe he's going to try to stay with the one stop. Also rests me the question, what is Nico Schiffer going to do and what is Kai Schubert going to do? Because they're all driving in the 144.5. It's going to be an interesting question actually. Are they going into the pit lane or are they going to finish the race? And I think the answer will be given right now. Indeed, Nico Schiffer going into the pit lane for what's going to be his final pit stop, because there is just over 10 minutes to go in this race. The 1 hour race here at Daytona. And Kai Schubert is going to continue. It's going to be a short stop here for Nico Schiffer. Just what we call, of course, a splash and dash. Which will also be around, I guess, 12 seconds. .5. And there he goes. Here we have Ewout van Kruisen and Roel van der Zand. Nico Schiffer only lost one position to Kai Schubert. And if Nico Schiffer is driving in the 144s and Kai Schubert is doing the same, I think Schubert is going actually to in the pit lane this lap. Let's see if I'm right. If I'm right here. Gap is 24 seconds. As Wagenmakers is fighting with Eddie Carlos. Here we have Kai Schubert again. Into the Le Mans chicane. Also Jamie Takula now in the pit lane. And Bas van Straten again in the pit lane. That's an interesting one. Did he make a mistake then? Or was it a penalty? Unfortunately, I can't see if drivers have penalties. And here comes Kai Schubert into the pit lane, and Bas van Straten. Something happened to him. Let's see if we can see. Here we see Van Straten. Oh, no, Bas van Straten. That's why I went into the pit lane. He crashed. And that was into turn 1. And oh, big jump there. As Nico Schiffer gets P1 back, by the way. And Kai Schubert also now in pit lane exit. Roel van der Zand has been passed by Bas Knotter. Which is logical, because Van der Zand's doing 147s and Bas Knotter 145s. Same can also be said from Ewout van Kruijsen, also doing 145. And Eddie Carlos and Armin Wagenmakers side by side. Into turn 1. Who's braking late? Who is the boldest? Still side by side, and Eddie Carlos is in front now of Armin Wagenmakers. Again in the front, at front. That's why Wagenmakers brakes very late, and Eddie Carlos back to P12 now for him. Which we are on board with Eddie Carlos. Car number 19. Yeah, that's down for Zutphen. Van Zutphen, 48. Whoa, that's so close from Eddie Carlos. Almost hit the back of Daan van Zutphen. And I think Van Zutphen is also on fuel saving mode. Trying to stretch it. See if we can make it stick for one stop. Here we have Roel van der Zand and Kim de Korte. Bas Knotter also goes into the pit lane for his splash and dash. Which means this race was definitely going to be a two-stopper. Here we see everybody's pit stops. Kruijsen, De Korte, Roel van der Zand, Rick Postema, Roy Castien, all one stops as of yet. Winter also in the pits. And same can be said from Sander Kamphuis. Carlos still fighting with Armin Wagenmakers. Where is he going to do it? Takes a little bit of a different line here. And now has to make the slipstream work. 5 minutes remaining at the 1 hour race. Round number 4 of the NXTGP GT3 challenge. Nico Schiffer on P1. Guy Schubert on the second position. And Ewa Verkruijsen was third. Can't manage to make his one-stop work. So has to go to the pit lane, which means Kim de Korte might get P3 as of now. Roel van der Zand also in the pit lane. And indeed, Kim de Korte now on the third position. Here we have Kim de Korte, driving with the Golden Roxy car. Eddie Gal is still fighting for the 7th position with Armin Wagenmakers. He's closing the gap again. Back to Kim de Korte. De Korte is still on a one-stop. Is she going to make it stick? Rick Postma also one stop and Roy Castine also one pit stop. And she has to be driving on fumes right now. I think she is actually. No, she's going in. She's going in. Kim de Korte unfortunately not managed to make it stick for a one stop, and Rick Postema is actually going to try it. Behind him it's Roy Castine. Rick Postema driving a 148.1. Roy Castine 147.6. And Armin Wagenmakers 145.3. Gap between them is 2 seconds. Here we have Ewa van Kruijsen, 204. Of course, because he pitted. Oh, he almost hit the back there of Roy Castine. That was very close. Oh, still on the outside. Yeah, Castine has to lift there. He has to lift. Here we have Nico Schiffer and Guy Schubert. P3 is going to be very close actually. Is Rick Postema going to make the one stop work? Or does he need to make a pit stop? Ewa van Kruijsen, he did make a pit stop. He can go flat out. You can hear him lift. No, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it this way. He must be driving on fumes. He has to do it. He's going to continue. He's going to continue. Rick Postema in his final lap. Where is Nico Schiffer? There's Nico Schiffer. He's going to make it. Is he going to make it? Last lap time 151. Roy Castine 147. Ewa van Kruijsen 46. Can Rick Postema make it stick? Can he do the one stop? Can Roy Castine do the one stop? He's bunching up all the drivers behind him. We have to go back to Nico Schiffer, who is at the back straight now of the circuit, going his way to the Le Mans chicane. Or do we make them a Le Mans chicane? No, there's Le Mans chicane. The clock hits 1 hour, which means this is the final lap of Nico Schiffer of the 1 hour of Daytona, round number 4 of the GT3 challenge here at NXTGP. I think I need to update the software because it's at 59 1 minute. And here he goes. Through the finish line goes Nico Schiffer and he wins the race. But let's quickly go back to the third position. Here we have Rick Postema. There is Roy Castine. Roy Castine breaks P3. Is Castine going to make it stick? That's masterclass. Oh, Rick Postema. The tank is empty. The tank is empty. Armin Wagenmakers is also in the 144. There he is. Is Roy Castine going to make it? He is going to make the one stop. Amazing job there from Roy Castine, who managed to get third position here at Daytona. As we also have some issues with Remco Kooi and Tafera Winter. Winter on the inside. Oh, they do hit each other. Yeah, I will say, please hit the brakes. And that's what happened between them. Because we have to do the waiting. And oh, no. Oh, yeah, Sander also has finished Kamphuis. And where is Rick Postema? There is Rick Postema. Can somebody help him? Can Jamie Takula perhaps help him? To at least get over the finish line, because these are really the last fumes. Engine has died on him, unfortunately. Can Jamie Takula help him? No, he passes him. Last Datus, can he help him? Can Last Datus help him, perhaps? No. He also passes him. Which means Rick Postema, unfortunately, will not finish this race. Slowly but steady crawling to the finish line. And there it was indeed. Unfortunately, we're not going to see a finish from Rick Postema. What we can see is, of course, waiting for the official results of this race. And here we have the race winner, Nico Schiffer. It was indeed an amazing race. Which also means we have now an official racing results that we can see. And here are the results of this 1 hour of Daytona. Nico Schiffer wins the race, and Kai Schubert on the second position. Roy Castine, again, hats off for Roy Castine with a one stop, still a third position. Fourth position for Armin Wagenmakers, and then P5 it's for Eddie Kalis. Sixth position is for André de Brouwer, and the seventh position is for Bas Knotter. Then on the 8th position we have Ewout van Kruisen, and on P9 it's Kim de Korte. 10th position for Roel van der Zand, and 11th position for Robert van Hoorn. Down the 7th we find him on P12, and the 13th position for Tafera Winter. Jamie Takula on P14, and Last Datus on the 15th position. P16 for Remco Kooi, and 17th is Bas van Straten. And P18 is for nobody else than Rick Postema. Then we are going to continue. Alex Huizinga on P19, 20th for Sander Kamphuis, and 21 for Ross Young. Then 22 for Brian Benarens, and 23 for Leon Koldijk. 24th position for Tijmen van Schaik, and 25th position for Lars Sol. And unfortunately 26th position with the pedals that broke down, Kieran Heath. That was it for Daytona. That was it for a 1 hour race. And if you ask me, we need to do some more here at NXTGP for 1 hour races. I love to do these. I love to do the commentary of these races. But from here, we're going to shut it down now. Don't forget, 22nd of April, the finale at Circuit Spa-Francorchamps. Who will win the championship? Will it be Nico Schiffer? Will it be Kai Schubert? Or will it be Roy Castine? Or maybe even Julian Sorvelo, who of course wasn't here. But that's all for the story of 22nd of April. From here, from Daytona, as I said, we're going to shut down now. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time for the finale at Circuit Spa-Francorchamps.